Do you know that there are some Biafrans who has been in police detention for over 1 year now, and their only offense is that they came out for a peaceful protest? Are you also aware that there are some Biafrans who has been in DSS custody for over 1 year, and their only offense is that they said that they are Biafrans, and upon DSS hearing it, they pick them and dump them somewhere for years now? Are you aware of all this? Some of us don't know. Now, please, I beg you to stay with me because something serious is happening. But trust me, on this channel, we bring it down to you regardless. Now, 2 days ago, on the 24th day of February 2026, the Nigerian government sacked the Inspector General of Police, Kayode, and replaced him with a Yoruba man. Of course, Kayode is a Yoruba man, I'm very sure most of us know, and replaced him with a Yoruba man too, Olatunji. Yes, and after the president decorated him as the acting Inspector General of Police, he made a speech, and that was where the problem started. Yes, in his speech. I'm very sure some of us didn't pay attention. For those that have listened to the speech, please, I beg you to stay with me because we are going to expose something just from what he said. Of course, he's a good man. Yes, he's a good man. But then I want you to listen to this speech he made. Then I'll come back to tell you something that I'm very sure you didn't hear right. Please, listen to him.
The appointment means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because I have the love of my profession, the love of the country, and it came at a time I was not expecting it. That makes me give thanks to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for his magnanimity to see me fit to be appointed as the Inspector General of Police.
Okay, so what would
the President seems to believe so much in you. He spoke glowingly of you, of your career. He knows a lot about your past. So what does this do as in form of encouragement towards the assignments you have at hand?
The President mentioning a lot of activities about me, mentioning areas I've worked, mentioning successes I've recorded as a policeman, brought emotion to me, almost brought me to tears. It shows the President took his time to monitor officers working everywhere in the country, and it shows the President was throwing a challenge at me to go out there and do what I'm known for and ensure that I bring peace, recognition and to the country.
Okay, what will be your top priority for Nigeria?
My top priority, like one of the first lecture I'm going to have with my men, I'm going to talk to them, let them know that the citizen of the country are the boss. It's very, very important for them to know that no police anywhere in the world can succeed without the cooperation of members of the public. I'm going to ensure that I take their welfare into consideration because people who are motivated are putting their best.
So what charge will you be giving to your men and officers for the public to know and keen into your vision for the police?
I will let them know that the area of impunity is over. I will ensure that I train them and encourage them to ensure they follow human rights. I will ensure that they know that I will try to follow a regime of zero tolerance to corruption. And most importantly, I'm going to drum it into them that we can never succeed without the cooperation of members of the public. I will make sure I do that. And most importantly, again, the country is facing a particular problem now, issue of banditry, insurgency. I know all police officers around have been doing their best. They are hardworking people. All I need to do is to channel their morale and their thoughts to make anything better.
Did you listen to him? Now, let's get down to the key words that he said. First, they asked him of his priority. He said, my top priority is to let my men know that the citizens are the boss. The citizens are the boss. So you, as a Nigerian, you don't know you are the boss. Hey, okay. Second one, he said, the era of impunity is over. I hope you heard him say that. And finally, he said, I will train them to follow human rights. This is where the problem lies. Oh yes, I'm very sure most of us, is not thinking the direction I'm thinking now, but I'm going to tell us something about this. But before I tell you, Aloy Ejimako, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's counsel, has already sent him a message about this same statement. Oh yes. Now, we are going to go through the letter Aloy Ejimako sent to him. Then I'll come back to tell you something you didn't know about this single statement that he made. Please, I beg you once again to stay with me because we are about to expose some things. Now, according to the letter Aloy Ejimako sent to him, he said, let me zoom it so you can see it very well. It says, Barrister Aloy Ejimako, Special Counsel to the imprisoned leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has asked the newly appointed Inspector General of Police, Olatunji Dusu, to start his declared agenda by immediately discontinuing the prosecution of individuals standing trial over their participation in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protests in 2025. Are you aware that some persons that participated in that Free Nnamdi Kanu protest that happened, I think, in November, yes, 2025, are you aware that some people that participated in that protest are still in detention till date? Are you aware? All right. Now, reacting to the new IG's outlined agenda, in which he emphasized respect for human rights and professional policing, Ejimako said such assurances would lack credibility if ongoing cases tied to the protest were not promptly withdrawn. All right. So Aloy Ejimako is telling him that if you want to prove yourself right in this statement you've made, the first thing you have to do is to go and withdraw the ongoing prosecution of those people that were arrested. All right. Because those people, some of them are still going to court. So Aloy Ejimako is telling him to go and stop that court process and let those people go. All right. Some reporters on Wednesday reported that Dusu emphasized his foremost priority as reorienting officers of the Nigerian police force to recognize citizens as their boss. He further pledged to end impunity and enforce a zero-tolerance policy on corruption within the force. All right. Outlining his immediate agenda, the newly appointed IGP said his first engagement would be a lecture to officers to emphasize that policing cannot succeed without public cooperation. All right. They cannot, do their work effectively without the cooperation of the public. My top priority is one of the first lectures I'm going to have with my men. I'm going to talk to them and let them know that the citizens of the country are the boss, he stated. All right. It's very important for them to know that no police force anywhere in the world can succeed without the cooperation of members of the public. Of course, no police anywhere in the world can succeed without the cooperation of the citizens. But in Nigeria, the reverse is the case. Nigeria. Anyways, let's go further. I'm going to ensure that I take their welfare into consideration because people who are motivated put in their best. Of course, they need to be paid well so that they can put in their best. He also pledged to prioritize the welfare of officers, urging that motivation is key to improved performance. All right. But then, will paying them millions stop them from collecting money on the road? Hey, I'm just asking. I will let them know that the era of impunity is over. I will ensure that I train and encourage them to follow human rights standards. All right. I will ensure that they know that I will try to follow a regime of zero tolerance for corruption, and most importantly, I'm going to drum it into them that we can never succeed without the cooperation of members of the public, this said. All right. So on Ejimako's side, Ejimako said, let's say what Ejimako said. In his post reaction, Ejimako, in a post on his ex, formerly Twitter account, wrote, "Dear IGP Disu, your sound declaration to respect human rights would ring hollow useless. You direct the prompt discontinuance of the ongoing prosecution of those standing trial for allegedly participating in the Free Nnamdi Kanu protest. They committed no crime known to law." So Aloy Ejimako is telling the newly Inspector General of Police that the first thing he should do if he really wants to respect human rights is to go and discontinue, their trials. Those people that have been arrested for, that protest that happened in November. All right. So the Free Nnamdi Kanu protests were staged in solidarity with the imprisoned IPOB leader, whose trial, conviction, and imprisonment on terrorism-related charges have continued to generate controversy and political tension, particularly in Nigerian southeast region. All right. Several demonstrators, including a human rights activist and former presidential candidate Sowore, Ejimako, Kanu's younger brother, among others, were arrested during the protest in Abuja. Nigeria don't do people things. So honestly speaking, a lawyer was arrested for a peaceful protest. They were subsequently arraigned before Kuje Magistrate Court on various charges, including unlawful assembly and breach of public order. All right. However, rights advocates have maintained that the protesters were exercising their constitutional right to a peaceful assembly and expression. Of course, they were exercising their constitutional right. So finally, it says, Ejimako argued that prosecuting peaceful demonstrators contradicts democratic principles and undermines public trust in law enforcement. Of course, Nigeria don't have rule of law. Now, there is a planned protest. I don't know how many of you that are aware of it, on the 16th of March, and it's going to happen in Aba. And it's all about the release of Nnamdi Kanu. They are planning it. I'm not part of those planning it. I just got the information and I'm passing it down to you now. I want to warn our people to be very, very careful. I want to warn our people to be very, very careful. Anyway, I pray nothing happens, but the signal I'm getting is that our people should be careful. I'm going to allow you to listen to a very interesting video now, right? So please, after listening to it, you do well to drop your comment in the comment section. Nigerian police is talking about human rights. Yeah, that people has rights to this, to this, to that. Yet, they are still failing the law. They are still failing what they are saying. What a country, I ask. What a country. Anyway, please listen to this. Then you do well to drop your comment in the comment section what you think, please.
It's no longer news that any police officer that wants to enrich himself, you lobby to go to the southeast. What do I mean? The southeast is the only place that you go, you violate people's rights, you exploit them, and nobody will ask questions. Now, militarization of the police on our highways, from Enugu to Umuahia to Aba, count number of police checkpoints we will see there. From Enugu to Ebonyi State, from Umuahia to Sowore, all those roads, all those federal roads in the southeast, they are there exploiting people, and they are not hiding it. Most of the times, they will pay the particular amount of money they will be collecting. They may say that if you are using a bus, 16-seater bus, look at how much you will pay. And when you pay, they will give you change. They are not hiding it. And the police hierarchy, they are seeing it. Though we are hearing that they normally give returns to their CP, to their area commanders, and to the AIGs and what have you. Now, how to get these people and get them disciplined is as easy as anything. You can disguise yourself. Now, on the issue of delving into civil matters, matrimonial issues, simple contract, declaration of title to land, these are the things that we have been complaining. That police, you are only there to investigate crime and protect life and property, not for you to go into matrimonial issue. That a man wants to send his wife out from the house, he will use police. Somebody is owing somebody the recovery of debt. Instead of you to go to court to recover your debt, you use police to recover debt. So these are the issues, the civil matters police normally delve into. And I'm saying that except we begin to investigate how police make their money, police officers make their money, we will not make any headway. I have said it and I will continue to say it. The kind of unreceipted money that is going into Nigerian police force is enough to do Nigerian budget. What do I mean? Ask how much banks are paying to Nigerian police. Nobody is accountable for all those money. Companies in Nigeria, money they pay for police, for securities, schools, all this money, who is accountable for it? Nobody. They will just share it among themselves. So let there be a legal framework where we should have a particular law that will say if you're a company, you demand 3 mopo or 10 mopos, look at how much you pay. You pay it into federal government coffers, we'll give you receipt. But all these ones we are seeing now, check out oil companies, construction companies, all these embassies, how much are they paying to have security? Who is collecting all this money? If you calculate this money and harness this money, it is enough to do Nigerian budget, Nigerian police budget. That is my take.
Thank you so much for that. There's so many things to take away from your response, but I'll try and tackle them one by one. The first being this rampant should I call it a black market for the use of police to meet various ends in various sectors. Some people say that it's a welfare issue, but it seems like there's so many things compounded in there as well. Beyond corruption, what do you think is enabling this, norm? We've normalized it, that the police are there to be used as long as you can pay the price. What's the foundational issue here?
Because nobody has been disciplined. Just like DIG Arugongo retired said, nobody has been disciplined. I can't see the reason why somebody is owing a particular person. You just go and tell police, this person is owing me 10 billion naira. How do I recover it? Police will tell you that you will give us this so percentage. They will just go, get the person arrested, collect his phone and detain him. And before you could know it, most of the times they use judiciary. They will rush to one nearby magistrate court and get court order. And when you ask questions, they start displaying a particular document. This is a court order. We kept him under court, said that we should keep him for 3 weeks. So that the person will be forced to pay the money. So when we get somebody and discipline one person, others will learn their lesson from there. At least you serve somebody as a deterrent to others. So if you watch Nigerian police from the IG to the DIGs to the AIGs to the CPs and area commanders and the CSPs that are controlling various divisions, they are 80%, if not 90% of them are corrupt. So if the Police Service Commission, that is a regulatory agency to all these police, are ready to work in conjunction with the Minister of Police Affairs, I'm assuring you, if they say that they're going to work and call people, that people should give them information, in the space of 6 months, we'll get all these things done. And moreover, to also make sure that the money that is paid for junior officers, I get to them, because I've seen some junior officers, when they pay the money for this election monitoring, the big men in the office will convert the money to their pocket, and they cannot say anything, because if you say something, they will transfer you out and put you a place that will suffer. So these are the issues that we'll need to look into. If the police hierarchy, the regulatory agents are ready to work together with the National Human Rights Commission and delve into this thing, it will get it resolved. And moreover, another people that are violating people's rights using Nigerian police are politicians. And most of the times when they get somebody arrested, a politician will call. They say he's a member of Police Service Commission, a member of Police Service Committee on Police Affairs, House of Rep, a member of Senate Committee on Police Affairs, House of Senate. So these are the issues. If we can have a stakeholders meeting, let us tell ourselves the truth. We'll get this thing resolved. It is easier to talk than to take action.
Okay, when you first started speaking, you said from your own opinion or from your own observation that any policeman who wants to make money would, petition to be moved to the southeast. What is peculiar about the southeast that is facilitating a more rampant existence of police getting involved in civil matters? Now, I'm from Southeast, and I will tell you this, you can take it to the bank. No average Igbo man would like to waste his time in the police, unlike our brothers from the north. In fact, most of the times, you don't just come and arrest them anyhow. They have a formidable traditional setting where the emir can ask you a question. But in the Southeast, I'm telling you, when you get somebody arrested for no just cause, before you could know it, his people say, no, I don't want this person to pass night at the police station. They will be rallying around asking you how much. And for the fact that most of our people are also good to intimidate people with police. They will use police to intimidate you. I have seen where police is investigating issue that has to do with declaration of title to land.
I've seen where police is investigating the issue that has to do with the matrimonial issue. I've seen where police is investigating issue that has to do with the civil contract, simple contract. These are pure civil matters that police has no business to do. But immediately you get to there, they would like to criminalize it. They would like to paint it a situation whereby they will try to get out a criminal element in that particular issue. So if the traditional rulers, the religious leaders, the political leaders in the Southeast will come together and say that enough is enough, we'll get it resolved. I use our people from the north in the our brothers in the north. There are some things that you don't do in the north, for goodness sake. You cannot just arrest anybody anyhow. People will ask questions. Most of the times they will protest. But our own people, to protest is even a very difficult issue, because they're always on the run. They're always on the move. That is it.
Okay, Barrister, you're painting a picture of relative anarchy in the Southeast, and I just want you to unpack it further, because we know that there's been a struggle for us to clamp down on even actual illegal activities as well. You're still facing sit at home. There's so many things happening. Why can't any of this anarchy be clamped down? What do you think are the forces that are at play to ensure that anarchy remains the order of the day?
In the Southeast, the problem in the Southeast is our leaders, our political leaders, in quotes. That's the problem in the Southeast. If you watch very well, there are some things that are happening in the Southeast that doesn't happen in another region. Just like this issue of a sit at home. You should ask yourself question, why sit at home? You should ask yourself question, why sit at home? Now, this issue of a sit at home, why has it not been resolved? Because some persons feel that once we have insecurity in the Southeast, it will give them opportunity to hold their state politically. That is to say, they will make the state ungovernable so that opposition will not have a ground to come and contest with them. Whether call it during a senatorial election, House of Assembly election, local government election, or governorship election. So when they make the state very ungovernable, they will have opportunity to excel. Except a few of them that are making progress, trying to ensure that at least they will have security. Someone like the governor of Enugu State, he's doing something. Though Sowore is also doing something. That also reminds me that while you are doing it, you do it in line with the law. But other states, you see that they're even using police officers that are not from that place to intimidate their own people. It is just like that. You can carry out your investigative journalism. It's as good as that. So if our political leaders today say that we are going to have absolute security in the Southeast, take it to bank, we'll have absolute security in the Southeast. So, and I continue to say it, when they said unknown gunmen, in the state you are governed, and you said that the people will just come and kill and go, they say unknown gunmen. It shows that you are incompetent. You are not even qualified to be a community leader, not to talk about a councillor, talk less of a governor. You should resign. Where you are controlling the entire local government structure, you are controlling the traditional rulers, all the PGs are under you, the Igwes, the traditional rulers are under you, and they are saying unknown gunmen. Where are they operating from? Either you are the person that is sponsoring them, or you are incompetent. Because if you are competent and you are not the person that is supporting them, under 24 hours, once a crime is being committed, you get those people arrested. So our leaders, political leaders from the Southeast, are the problem of the Southeast.
Okay, and just as we round up, we just have about 30 seconds for this last question. As you're saying, the leaders are complicit. The law officers, the police officers, are also running rampant. There's so much going on. Do you think this call from the Police Service Commission is going to yield any fruitful results?
It can only yield results if the chairman Police Service Commission take it upon himself, come up with a memo, go and visit the president, tell the president this is what we can do. Liaise with the Police Service Commission, Minister of Police Affairs, and put in machinery, disciplinary machinery in place. When you use one or two persons as example, take it my brother, my sister, it will be resolved. Now you are talking about how this thing will be resolved. The time they established Ebuka Obi in the Southeast, that was the time Akeredolu established Abotokun in the south? Why is it that of Ebuka in the south is functional and the back is not functional? It's a leadership problem. Because what is their intention of establishing this? If your intention of establishing this is for political reason, to intimidate your political opponent, then the people that you recruited, they have your mandate, and they should go for that. But if it's for security, they also have their mandate. They will go for security and get all those criminals, get them arrested and prosecute them, working with the police. But when the police discover that, look at your body language. Your body language is to make sure that nobody challenge me in this state. Then they will give you what you want, and they will be dealing with people, and nobody will ask questions.
Barrister Maxwell Ekpa, it's always a pleasure to be in conversation with you. Thank you so much for your